custody
chocolate.
of...
No. I think it's Shweta.
That's where the chocolate will help Udaya.
No. Ram Kumar sir and Bala have put it in a sealed vault at the office.
Oh, I'm only okay. Can Chennai team see me? Okay, great.
Yes, sir, but your voice is very feeble, sir.
Voice is very feeble. I need some more hot water. And,
No.
And some.
Hello Shweta, hello Pritesh, hello Thiru sir.
Yeah, is it better now?
Um,
I'll listen to the laptop itself. Udaya, can you hear me better?
yeah, sir. It's fine now.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get started and then we'll see what are the things we can do. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Nobody's saying good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, where's that? I can't turn. Just sit at the other side. No, I want to see people also. Yeah, you can sit next to me otherwise. People also should be able to see. Yeah. Hey, but why are some unrelated people in Chennai office meeting? Udaya, Ashwant, all these guys. What is the connection to Chennai office? Huh? Sorry? Hey, Chennai. No. Of all the centers, the center which doesn't have any identity, any pride, any team is Chennai.
Sir, I would contest that, sir. I would contest that. Chennai is the only team to have won the Yardi Award thrice. Chennai is the only team to host maximum number of hosting of other centers and travel to other centers.
Ashwant,
And yes, sir.
you're not even qualified to be in this call for Chennai team to talk. So why are you defending Chennai? You're not in the team in the first place. So Udaya, Mani, Ashwant, all these guys have to be knocked off Chennai team first. If
But then where does our allegiance go, sir? Then where are we affiliated to then?
No, sir,
Homeless?
we are part of all the teams, all the centers, sir.
You can say Bhubaneswar, I can open Bangalore office. Whatever that, what we want to do is different. That's what I'm saying. Please listen to my statement carefully. If the Chennai team had some pride, if they're really serious about the team, then they will worry about all these factors. Now they think they're happy. Okay, Ashwin is talking on behalf of Chennai team. They're happy that you're there. So that's not how it is. Anyway, let's see. The questions today come with some more thing which is proving my point. Okay. So let's get started. And definitely Udaya and Ashwin will get last chance. So I want the real Chennai team to participate today. Okay. Okay. You guys know, right? I mean, most of it we already had sessions. So start. And who are the other people? Tanigi, why is he logged in here? Oh, camera. Okay. Okay. Veena is also not part of Chennai team, no? Why is she here?
We got an invite on DC Live, sir. That's why we are here.
Okay. See, there's another person who is quiet and then not even responding to what I said. Sindhu. She's also not part of Chennai team, right?
Chennaiian by heart.
You're already saying she was, right? You're right.
She was.
Part of Chennai, right? So Sindhu is giving a very clever answer that her heart is in Chennai, I believe. So, okay, Sindhu.
Hello, Mani sir.
Yeah, so you can be the first among non-resident Chennai team when question turn comes. But let's get some voices from the Chennai team. Okay, for my knowledge, who are the Chennai team right now? Broadly, according to I know, your entire team is in Chennai.
Three people are there.
Gangesh is not there.
There are two people. Soundriya, Ganapur.
They're not in Chennai team at all. Where are they?
Vilupuram Center is Balaji. Neyveli, Vilupuram and British.
Neyveli.
Existing, they are working for NGO.
Okay, but they are not part of our Vilupuram Center.
Balaji
Balaji is Vilupuram Center. Okay, good. Then?
Soundriya is from Neyveli.
But she's not part of Vilupuram team.
Vilupuram Center. Both are attached to Vilupuram.
Okay. So in Chennai, who are the people then? Huh. Yeah.
Garni and Adi.
Yeah. But it is no, see, Chennai team is anyway so small, so you can't hide there. I will find out in consequence. No problem. No, hiding doesn't help. Okay, so that's Accountify. And then Q and Cloud? No, Global is fine. Tell me your Chennai team members. Sudhakar. So Dream Team is not part of Q and Cloud. Okay, but Dream Team is part of Chennai at least? Ah, good, finally, I think some. So Dream Team, you can say everybody is in Chennai? That is also half. Okay. But let's at least these four are Dream Team. Very good. Okay. Then Q and Cloud. Q and Cloud, 2. 3. Sudhakar. So 3 people. And then Dream Team, Q and Cloud, Accountify. And then what else? Finance. They're all part of finance team. These are the original Chennai team. Okay. Rest of the Chennai. So finance, DC Live, HR, 4th one? No. You said 4 people now, no? Bala, okay, left out Bala. Okay, so Bala, 4 people. So that's all. Saran is part of what team? D-Touch. So, okay, D-Touch, DC Live, Finance. Oh God, there are so many departments, but only one person in each. Okay, fair enough. So I don't know what kind of questions are going to come from everybody, but let's get started. But why are you asking me?
That's the problem. We do have some questions, but it can be related to HR.
Hey, but
So when are we expecting the letters?
hey, hold on. But people want to hear you, but I'll tell everyone. So Shweta wants to ask a question to HR. She will ask the question only when I am in Chennai office. Otherwise, she won't talk to HR. But the question is, when are we going to get?
Because the team, they have
No, what letters?
On the last promotion letters.
Okay, D-Track results and letters.
Results were already.
Results were out. Letters related to D-Track. Okay, Tanigai. D-Track related letters.
No, for Shweta, yes. Let me ask your letter.
Are you asking your letter or Q and Cloud?
I thought you were.
I think she's asking about the teams, team letters, because last appraisal, we promoted like 15 people, but they haven't received the letters yet.
I didn't check with them, but because.
Okay, Tanigai. Question is D-Track related letters for Shweta, for Q and Cloud, some members in Q and Cloud team. All of them are pending. So what is the issue? Is it really pending? Once you guys give an answer, then we will talk about why Shweta wants only money to be here to ask this question. So are they pending? Tanigai, Veena? Veena vanished. Right time to vanish.
No, it is not D-Track letter. D-Track letter is already gone. They have now promoted some very training. Post D-Track. So that is the letter.
Those who have got promoted and with effective from 1st of July.
Yeah,
So those
letters,
people, those
letters
letters I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying. Those letters are discussing with Saral. So Veena is processing it. It is on process.
But why only for Q and Cloud? It's for everybody, no?
So only they recommended some people for the next level, from training to.
See, when the D-Track results were declared, I think it was mentioned that 15th of, before 15th of July, they will receive the letters. So after that, the team, they have asked us.
No, you're right. I think, Tanigai, the question got 2 parts. Whatever you promised in D-Track, saying that something will be effective July 1st, for which the letters will be issued by certain date, whatever 15 July, 15 June. That is one question. Second, what you are saying is in this period, April, May, June, Q and Cloud has recommended some more changes for which also the letters are pending. So essentially both letters are pending.
Yeah.
So what is the reply? What is the answer?
Both letters are in process.
In process means what? And anyway, by the way, you guys are talking about then why is Saurav not in this call? He is not part of Chennai team. That's what you are saying. If we ask him, I don't think he considers himself as Chennai team. So
I
again,
think-
Chennai team.
No, he said he will be out today and tomorrow, sir.
He's on leave.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, I like you guys the way you defend your boss, but I don't think even if he was there, he would have joined this call because I don't think he thinks he's part of Chennai team. So going back to the same thing, whoever is Chennai team, please wake up, form your team, find out who your members are. Then only we'll have some voice. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Okay. So processing means what, Tanigay? That doesn't help. Arthik is answering HR question. Okay.
I got an update from Gina. I have done the follow for Soundria. She was supposed to get a letter. She responded, the template is in the final stage, so it will be get template Saturday.
This is the D-track letters you're talking about. Okay. So 1 second, let me see. What is the
It was supposed to be on
23rd? No, 23rd, no, 22nd. So what was due on 15th July? Is it 15th July you said?
Initially, it was coming on 15th of June. They
Ah,
were doing a
that's what I remember. Why will he say July if it's effective July 1st?
15th of June.
Okay, so essentially, Tanigay, the message I'm getting is 15th June we promised some letters, which did not happen till now. And we don't know, no communication till now on this. Veena secretly communicated to Karthik saying that something will happen for only one person on this Saturday. The rest of the people, I don't know what is the status. So what is the answer now?
But no, all letters should be processed,
This month,
before that date, the date.
23rd, 22nd already become month end. Okay. No, but whatever little I recollect discussion on this, Shweta, I think we had to, the promotions, whatever we announced, I don't think there should have been any issue, just a pure administrative delay. Because there's no decision changing or whatever it is. But for those people who are in deep power, I think there were some discussions which are still pending. Whether people are coming out of deep power, whether they are staying in the deep power, or sometimes we need to even talk about exits kind of a thing. I think there's been delay in that part. Maybe that is what is impacting the letters. But either way, I think we are hearing from Tanigay saying that this will be closed by end of this month. So you need to record this, and this time please write an email. Don't wait for me to come in August and things like
No,
that.
sir, we sent an email already.
They have sent an email
To whom?
to
Okay, this is an escalation. Okay, understood now. So this is an escalation. This is not waiting for me. And like again, Shweta, you could have escalated the email itself. See, if you're not getting a response, this is the case I'm saying, because the same response they could have said that we'll complete by July 30th. They didn't do it. So you should have definitely raised it. I don't think this needs to wait. See, the whole point is definitely Chennai, all of us are seniors and we've been here. We have to push the system. It is not individual fault or Veena's issue and things like that. Certain times the delay happens. I accept, probably I will contribute to that. But it is our duty to keep pushing. So I'm glad you guys wrote a mail, but you seem to think that your job ended there. To your own teammates also, till you get the letter, your responsibility is not over. You might say it's Tanigay's responsibility, understood, but then you have to push, pull, fight, whatever it takes, so that the delays are avoided. I think from HR side, we have said June 15th. There's no reason why you shouldn't not send a communication on June 16th saying that this is what has happened, this is what is happening, and this is the end date. I think that we need to learn as an organization, this responsiveness. I'm saying not just in HR, in many aspects. We are not very keen or we are reluctant actually to even communicate in advance, especially if things are not happening. I think we have seen that in some of the ops presentations also, right? If I'm not able to come today, whatever, you can send a notice saying that I'm not able to come because of what I got mails also like that, but not everybody does it. So I think my request for you guys is, I'm very happy that we are discussing this, but you shouldn't really wait for the open house or my visit. A lot of things can happen either on email or even if you were to come, one day you will come and catch Tanigay here itself. So good. So we'll get it done. July 31st. Vinay is not here, but I'm recording on behalf of Vinay also. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, but the onus on follow up and ensuring that HR complies on 31st, that I will leave it to Udaya and you. At least for your Clear and Cloud team. You don't have to fight for everybody else, right? See, Karthik, how secretly is dealing with Veena, saying that one person, his Soundarya is taken care on Saturday. I'm okay. It doesn't matter what method follows, but ultimately, whatever we promised should happen. Right?
Yes, sir, because they didn't receive the letter, so they started asking like, we didn't receive the letter, so whether our salaries, get revised in July or not. So that's their main concern.
See, from a newcomer's perspective,
Yeah.
since you don't know us, they go by what we do rather than what they listen. Whatever. In fact, a lot of people will be already laughing at me, saying this guy is talking some vague things, but nothing happens on the ground, right? So I understand that, but now the lesson for you guys is that if they promised June 15th, we should have started following from June 1st onwards. Seriously, see, that is how we need to calibrate ourselves, because we know that there is a delay in the system, right? This is better for us to be proactive, and especially since you guys are responding to your team, even before they would have waited till June 15th. I'm sure. I don't think anybody is so proactive, and June 10th they return a letter that, are you going to give me a letter or not? They would have waited till 15th. Then only would have come and told you. So that's a lesson for us. I think we should not be waiting till they come in. We should start June 1st itself, saying that. In fact, that's one thing I suggested earlier also. I don't know whether it's happening even now. Every Saturday, the DNX team and the HR guys should have a call. See, I was suggesting that in the context of HRMS data, right? So in this week, if we have variations, leaves, absences, late coming, whatever it is, or even updation, right? It's better to close that, reach a closure on that Saturday itself. So you don't carry it, or there's no pendency. Otherwise, what happens in the month end when you're doing on the salary notes, and somebody will come and say, no, I was present, sir, this is not there. All that takes a lot of time and delays. So I suggested that even if you don't meet, it can be even a mail. I think you should look at it. Any other means, there should be a sort of a settlement, weekly settlement between the ops team and the HR as far as the HRMS is concerned. But now you can add that one bit here. Whatever is pending, whatever is due. So you guys can also say that something is cooking up for the next week. Are you guys on track? Something is there. All of that, I think we should do this. Then things will improve. So end of the day, the intent is there and the priorities are very different for people. I'm not defending the delay. Like I'm saying, the communication should have come on June 15th. So that is clearly a problem with HR. But after that, the reasons for delay or anything, which as long as people get a message, they'll also be a little bit more patient and accommodating. They also understand that the organization is responding to that. Right? Otherwise, this is what will happen. See, if these guys are not even giving me letter on till 15, will they pay me salary or not? Whereas the way we work, it's the other way. They would have probably already taken into account the salaries and everything for the July, but they won't have communicated. But people won't know that. So good. Thanks for raising this, but we'll have to improve this from all sides, the reminders and pushing and pulling. There's nothing wrong, nothing personal. It's not about Veena Tanigai. It is about the organization scaling up, different people, different model, new expectations. We need to keep improving this. Okay, next. Is this done? Now this issue of over? Okay. You will say over because you want to get out of it. Okay. So Shweta is okay. Okay. Let's move to the next one. So next time we will not sit in the first row, right? I know. Any questions, anything? No particular order. Comments also okay. Some of you are seeing me for the first time. Some of you are seeing me after a long time. Whichever way it is. If there are no queries, it's okay. But at least give me some ideas, comments, suggestions. Why is Aman here in this call? Aman, hi Aman. Aman,
Hi, good afternoon. I'm also in the Chennai team.
And all the refugees.
Refugees.
No, see that's the point I'm making, right? See, you were saying this in the thing, like you're saying, Nirmala is not there, Chaura is not there, so they don't think they're part of Chennai team.
It's up to them, but there are some who think.
But I've never seen in a team or an organization or a country, state, that saying anybody can be a member. If you want a member, you can be a member. If you don't want a member, you don't have to be a member. Not good. I think you need a captain. I think we should appoint Ram Kumar as a Chennai captain, and everything will be followed. He'll ensure that who's present, who's not present, who's a member, who's not a member. Okay, anyway, Aman, you have any question also you can raise.
No, sir. My question was also similar to Shweta. Shweta and Udaya, they do most of the questions for us. So that was a team question, actually.
This is solidarity. You are showing solidarity to your team members. So that's why all of you logged in also. So 3-4 people coming in, logging in and asking Q and A question. Good. Thanks,
Yes,
thanks, Aman. So you heard my answer, right?
Yes, I heard the answer.
Okay, great. Okay, let's go to other questions. This side. No. Shweta wants to ask another question, but we'll wait. No, we'll come. We have enough time.
There are slides, sir. It's which will be on October. We got to the team that it's going to happen in October. Then he said we're going to.
Very good question. So, 24, what did you see in the slide?
67 October 2024. So that's the same thing we were discussing.
Yeah, no.
2024 or 2000?
No. See, that also depends on what is our understanding of the event, right? That's the bottom line. So, what is your impression? Why did we say 24? We had this event in last August, right? August 22. August 22. Then we said 24. So, what did you think? This is once in 2 years?
It was my first event. It should be on for
Once in 2 years. That's your impression, right? I think that is the same impression everybody is having. So, let me just go back. First summit was 2019. That is in Vipuram, right? When we started, I don't know, you guys can go check emails also. We wanted to do annual. Every year we'll have a summit because organization is growing, different kind of teams, plays, like we already realized so many people, we don't getting a chance to meet each other. Not only meeting each other, but also to discuss about our work. The idea of DC Summit is to showcase to your own peer group. Like UN Cloud, you are doing something. I know about UN Cloud. Many people in your peer group may not know. And you will not know what they are doing. So we thought it would be better to do all the leaders to be present once a year. So it was an annual summit. The next 2 years we lost because of COVID, 2020-21. Then we did the Kollu. So Kollu was the August 22, right? So that is the financial year FY 22-23. Next financial year is this current year. So we obviously will have this year. So when they say 24, they probably would have meant Jan or February 24, but within this April to March period. So DC Summit is an annual one. It will happen from April to March, any of the time, which is convenient to everybody, because getting now everyone to be in one place is going to be impossible. We just went to TN Palayam last week. 2 people fell sick. One person didn't even reach. And we had train, we had bus, we had flight, or car. So it is going to be very challenging for all of us to meet, but we need to do this. It is an annual summit. So FY24 is what we decided in Kollu. But the way it got communicated, some 24 got picked up as a calendar year 24. So not for you, I think a lot of people are saying it's, even when we met in the leadership team also, we thought it was a 2-year event. No, it is an annual event. So this time, why they picked up, Kapus suggested the September, October, because I think the holidays are coming. For the same reason, right? For all of us to go, come back and unwind, be ready, we're going to lose a lot of days. So if there's already a holiday built in, it's much easier. That's the thought process. So I'm also understanding that you don't want to come. Don't want to come. Because the way you ask the question, you got to say, why you suddenly I use it 24 only now? Why are you having it now? Clear? So we will have the event thing. So the corporate team will have to come back with the exact date, schedule, programs, whatever needs to be done. Okay. So you quotas over for this side. Okay, dream team. No, they are hiding behind each other.
Guys, submit that questionnaire.
Yeah, Ashwant, I understand you're part of a dream team, but that doesn't give you a right to ask questions. First right is for your four.
No, I'm not asking questions. I just told the team to submit the question bank. We had a question in the form of a booklet.
So many complaints. Okay, come on, dream team. Even if you don't have a question, tell me something. You guys don't want to say anything to me? Or tell your friends, tell anybody. Or ask who it is, because you've not seen many people here.
Yeah, I haven't seen the team together. Can I see them together if possible? One photo of all of them
Can you see
together.
Can you see in that screen? Can you see them? You can see the Chennai team now.
So yes, sir, these people, all the four of them got together. Sindhuja came to Chennai. They all met and all five of them went out for food without me. So I want to at least see them together in one place.
So they're sending you a strong message to you. Ashwin. Okay. Yeah, sir, go ahead. Jay. No, absolutely. I think this is a very, very valid question. In fact, this question was asked to me in the TN Palayam also when we had. So the undoubtable answer for any organization today is yes, right? But that's the easy part. The difficult part is we need to figure out what is it that we want to do in AI. As far as DaySequel is concerned, there are two aspects of AI which we need to do. One we are already doing, which is our service offerings, right? Suppose a company is building a AI product. Take any product, whether it's in language or any other AI product. Sorry, some of our customers are already doing it. So we do all the services which are required for making AI go live, right? From, let's say, data collection, then training data set preparation, then there is a model evaluation, then there are some coding requirements at times. Even in details, we have our Python and all of that going on right now. So that is already on, but that has to significantly scale up, because it's not going to happen at that level. So we need to have more and more people involved in the AML related opportunities. And as we speak, there are projects which we are talking to the likes of Google, Uber, all of them are in the same domain, right? And there is, you all heard about the Bard, your ChatGPT's Google version. They're pushing that in a big way. So there are opportunities around. We've submitted proposals. So you'll get to hear probably end of this quarter. That will also get started in the next quarter. So on the work front and AML, we just need to increase the scale at which we are operating. But when I see it, when I see how the rest of the people and the world responds, right? There's one more thing we should do, which is DaySequel should be doing AML projects internally, ourselves. So if you look at, for example, take HR, right? HR, we don't really associate high tech with HR. But today, if you look at it, even in recruitment, there's a lot of work which happens in the AML space. But we are not aware. We are probably going to Naukri, we're calling up people, we're sending emails and everything. All that is history now. People are now deploying bots. They're also trying to figure out, there are solutions that are available for you to make sure that the entire recruitment process is streamlined with more AI in space. You can look at every function we have, including finance, which is again not something which will associate with the technology part. But AML right now is spreading fast. It is also available. So 5 years back or anything, any technology when they come in, right, it's not immediately available to all the departments or all the functions. But today, that's a big difference here. So a lot of startups, a lot of solutions. And why am I saying this? Not to increase the efficiency of HR or finance, whatever. That is fine. But it will actually increase the familiarity and give exposure to all of us. Because you can't wait forever for client. Take QN Cloud, for example. So we again already talking, Saurav and I have been discussing this also. How do we incorporate AML in our service offerings? Right? Otherwise, somebody else is going to do it. So this is a big change. As far as AML is concerned, when you're looking about projecting ourselves in the communication point of view, I would still project the service offerings which we can do. But internally, we have to initiate, we have to take it as a project for almost all departments, all functions, all centers, because here the biggest advantage is that it is available in all sizes. See, earlier if you were to do a, let's say an SAP or Oracle project, first you have to buy the license. So half the companies won't be able to afford it, right? So it is not this. There is virtually zero cost. Some of the things are already available free. It is only the intent, expertise can be acquired, and the determination to do something very quickly. If we have that across the board, right, including for Dream Team, so we all need to think, what is that one part or the two parts which I can use AML for in my own work. So I think this is what is happening, and this is what is impacting people. Everybody thinks that at one level, AML is going to come and take the jobs. But it is true. It will take up a lot of the jobs which are absolutely repetitive, which really don't need human intervention to do it, right? But that's only one part of the story. The real question asked is that how do we make ourselves better? Or I would even put it more frankly, 5 years down the line, 3 years down the line, how do I make myself employable? The only way is to actually learn AI and see how you can incorporate it in your. See, nobody's going to come and replace Dream Team by AI. But if Dream Team is able to leverage AI, then obviously you will have the peak, the best position in the market also, not only in the organization. So the answer to the second part, to all of us who are listening, that we need to think how we will do or use AML in our own projects. It can be as simple as attendance data monitoring or whatever, or anything which you think is amenable for this. Size is not a constraint, time is not a constraint. I would say even money is not a constraint today. It's only the intent. It has never been like this, because you never could operate a SAP and Oracle without a license. So this as a learning organization is very important for us, because people are going to definitely come and ask you, irrespective of what function you do today or what technology you are pursuing, the AML angle and the leveraging AML services, or at least knowing about AML, this is mandatory. It is not like your educational qualification or all of that. And it is not dependent on whether you are a junior crewmate or CEO or a business head, irrelevant. This is like a tsunami which has hit the world. So if you were to survive in this, you have to know it. And it's not difficult. The best part is it's not challenging at all. That I think some of you guys already know, who are already incorporating some work. Learning again, huge opportunity. In fact, I was talking to a gentleman. I'll see, probably we can commission a project also with him, right? There are brilliant models they can come up with the help our tracking learning part. So what I'm saying is universal. It is not dependent whether you are a delivery or a support, whether you are a finance or a learning, or doesn't matter. Everyone needs to learn, incorporate AML into your own respective areas of work. This is the only way for future-proofing yourself, to improving your own contribution to the organization and to all of us, and which will automatically translate into better communication when you're talking about us. See, I can't make a statement saying that 100% of our Desi crew is AI ready. I mean, it sounds like a good slogan, but it will sound very hollow. But if we do this, every one of us initiate something this quarter, I'm sure by end of this quarter, you will know more about AI, even if the project is not a success. Then we can go and say that we are AI ready. That's the thought from my side. But thanks for asking this question. I think it's very good that this kind of discussions are coming up in our chat. Ashwant has raised a hand, so now we'll accept it. Okay, Ashwant. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think an extension of what was just being discussed, right? Yes, there is a lot of opportunities to implement automation and AI within our internal systems, MIS training. We can also extend the support of interns and students from IIT Madras. So there are a lot of people from IIT Madras, students who are willing to work. So for instance, Sivesh is working on SEO. His job is to plot on hundreds of backlinks every day. How can I automate that task? It sounds very crazy, not possible. But if you can throw it as a challenge, we're going to reduce Sivesh's work so much that he can focus on other activities. If the task can be automated. So these are things that we can discuss. So like that, I'm sure every process has, if we can look at an AI first approach from a business head or a unit head perspective, across all functions, I'm sure we can come up with something to test or do it as a project. So forget about results, forget about the cost. My request to at least for the Chennai team here, because most of them are people who can take decisions, let's try to see if we can take up an AI-based project for the next 2 quarters, if we can take the support of students or within the IIT ecosystem to work and to try out something. So we'll do something within the dream team, but everybody else, we are open for discussions. Yeah.
Yeah, but which Chennai team you're talking about, Ashwin? There's no team. Okay. But no, the point taken, I think what you said.
Sir, anybody who supports
CSK. Is that what you said?
Any supports CSK is a Chennai team, sir.
Yeah. Then definitely.
Yes, anybody who supports CSK is a Chennai team. Yeah.
Okay. So that's half the world.
No, sir. Coming back to the topic, sorry.
Yeah. So I think what you when you are saying, I think this AI first as an approach sounds very good because it also communicates clearly from Dream Team's point of view also that the importance which team should do, and you guys can start. If you can even do an internal campaign around this theme, because at the end of the day, see, look at somebody who's delivering, let's say, our Zomato service. They're sitting in Kapu. They're very happy. Client is happy. Their productivity is increasing. Everything is happening right now. But that's not going to be enough, right? And like Ashwin just now pointed out, there are small components of our daily work, whether you are a business head, whether you are a dream team, whether you are a finance person or QN Cloud, that is clearly amenable for AML. And it's not very difficult to find out. You read any report, they're already talking about. I shared one report with Veena and Tanika. I don't know whether Tanika marked you or not. Sorry? Yesterday only I sent, but what is the mail I sent? Good. Yeah, that's the mail, but please don't read it, okay? And don't share it with anybody. That is the thought process. So I found something, how to use generative AI for HR. So there they talked about certain scenarios within HR, which are the ones which will likely to use AML in the short term and which is going to take some time, etc. So which is very useful. So that at the leadership level, first thing all of us should read something like this in your respective functions, right? This is a McKinsey report. So which means you can take 50% of that is done very well. And then see how we can apply. And if you are having a partner like Naukri or whoever it is, ask this question. What are they doing about it? Because they have an answer. So you learn from this. So that is the approach, Jay. We need to spread this idea that AI first in my work, right? And we can talk to HR team also to see whether we can make that as a larger campaign, announce incentives, prices, or whatever it is. Because this is really an important element in our journey. So, good. Thanks for asking this. So AI first I'll remember, but somebody has to do something about it. Veena is not even here. So Tanika, you will have to remember this also. First you have to read what I said. Then we'll have to do something. Okay.
Just to give an example to this, I don't know whether this is relevant here, but 3 days back we were creating some Excel formulas for the task. So I was not much familiar with the formula, so I was just searching and I found one tool, AI Excel. It's a very simple tool wherein you have to just mention your question like, how do I retrieve this value from so-and-so sheet and add, append, whatever operation that you have to do, and you just get the formula. So this is, I mean, even ChatGPT can also do this, But this is specific to.
That's a
component
yes,
as a
yes.
product I'm telling.
No, absolutely right. Actually, I know if people wouldn't have heard Shweta. Shweta was talking about a tool which she found, which is a sort of AI thing only for Excel or learning or using Excel. So if you have a very specific query or a solution which you want for Excel problems, you don't have to go to ask ChatGPT. Right now, today, looks like the entire world wants to ask everything only to ChatGPT. That's the success of their sales and marketing campaign. But that's not true. In fact, you would see in LinkedIn or any places, there are people who are listing out tools which are more powerful than ChatGPT in their domain. Simply because ChatGPT is not meant for actors in this, but the world is not listening, right? So a lot of people have identified, even within the popular task, right? Writing a campaign email, there are some better solutions than ChatGPT even for that. But it is the lopsided information pattern right now. People are not going to listen. But I think we should find out more. And of course, if I write all of this in my DNX mail, nobody will even read and respond. So, but other than that, that is the solution. We need to find something relevant to our areas. There are plenty of them. Those who have LinkedIn, please go navigate that. Enough things are available and share it with others. I think what is important here is action, right? Even if one team does a small thing, I think you guys did last time you spoke about using the ChatGPT for some test scripts or whatever. I think those kind of things should spread a little more in the organization, because that is important. Because otherwise, what will happen is I will think first is not relevant to me. See, I'm the CEO. What is the job? Can they solve my problem? No. So I will not even think like that. So that is the first step. All of us think that world will change, AML will come, ChatGPT will come, but it is not applicable to me. So that's not true, right? The second thing is we always think that it's too difficult or I need to spend a lot of time to understand. In this case, especially, that is also not true. You don't have to learn anything new. You don't have to spend 6 months to know. In my assessment, about 6 days is good enough. You have to understand some basic concept. But after that, 6 days, you can easily find a tool which is going to make a difference to you or your client or your teammates. But key is that when I do that, others should know about it. It should get passed on, and then it will happen. Good. Okay, next. Yeah.
So I just read one about what company just latest what is supposed to
I saw that, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
But then he also specified that how the result has improved, like 40%, 80% something like this. So as a basic rule, like so, I think the company's main principle is to give a job to whoever. So will that be a conflict in the future? Are you saying
No, absolutely not. There's no
giving jobs to that and
I understand. No, you're right. In fact, again, I'm happy that you're thinking in these lines, because this is one debate which all of us have, right? We want to create more jobs, which means more people can benefit, more people can come in and access whatever we are able to do it in the rest. That's what Desicrew is trying to do, right? But when we, even before AML, when the automation came, right, even many cases, the headcount starts going down. So the same client, if you had 100 people employed, now they're saying, give me only 40 people, because I've already automated that part, right? So naturally, if you look at it from that client perspective, that engagement, it is a loss of job. But you have to look at one step back, right? If Desicrew is really smart, if they understand the trend and willing to put the correct effort in investments, we will then make an opportunity out of that. See, for every job which is getting automated or removed, there is at least 10 times the opportunities are getting created. That is the overall thing. But what happens is when you look at, when you hear news like this, we are only talking about one client, one process, one specific thing. It's newsworthy headline to say that everybody is replaced in the company. But that is not going to happen. Do you think the entire world is going to happen? No. But people, like you said, the fear spread faster. So people tend to a little bit more worried about it. My simply just go back in our own history. When computers came, this is what they said, right? So unions, railways, and all the people, not only us, even everywhere. They had the demonstrations where they used to break the computers in front of the street. All that happened. But today, where are they? Same SBI railways exist. They are doing IRCTC. SBI is doing internet thing. So yes, in the short term, disruptions will happen. If we want no pain, then we should adopt what I am saying. We should be AI ready. So even if people have to reduce, then they will obviously going to have a distinction between people who are familiar, know AI versus people who don't know AI and think. It's not dependent on whether you're good in Q and cloud or finance or whatever. This is going to be a new yardstick. It's natural. Client will ask, right? So in the short term, yes, there will be some disruptions. And for Desiccrew, it's a little dilemma because we want to create the headcount part. Today, revenue going up is one part for me. But if the headcount don't go proportionately, it's a problem. And you look at our IT industry, that is already happening. Why IT industry? Country as a whole is happening. You would have heard jobless growth. That is what is happening as a country. We have a huge problem in that right now. Our economy is not that bad, right? But if you look at the job creation in the last 8 years, 10 years, it's probably going net negative. See, that is what I was telling you, Jay. See, if you earlier the idea was the leaders set the standards. If Infosys did something, entire industry followed. That is why we are following all of these big guys, right? But today that's not true. Infosys or TCS is trying to do their saving of their own business model. They've understood that if you look at the revenue growth, see, you are saying about headcount, but look at the revenue growth, it wouldn't have gone down. Yeah, because the business is now venturing into that model. Even for Desiccrew, it's coming almost true. That is, earlier the idea is if I were to get revenue, I need to add 100 people in my center. But today that's not the case. We are doing multiple projects. Like, ask Rajan how many jobs he created in our centers. So that's how it is. So these temporary things will happen. But certainly, for every job which is going away, including AML space, there's going to be 10x, not anything less. Especially those who are familiar on the language part and everything. See, very simple logic, Jay. Machine is going to replace human, you're saying, right? But the machine, if it has to become, forget as good, even half good as human, it needs a lot of support and effort and everything. Which is, the world is nowhere near that. World is worried about rogue things. Somebody taking control of nuclear thing. That you cannot stop at all. I think there already a debate, and I think the AI leaders, including Sam Altman, everybody, they've already given a congressional hearing saying that machines are going to be dangerous. So that part is one, but that's only extreme. The media will start to project as if that's the gospel truth. That's not the case. No technology has ever done that, right? But the opportunity for individuals, you don't have to wait for a TCS to show what needs to be done. This is right in front of you, irrespective of whether you're Desiccrew or any other company. What is happening is right in front of you. Solution is also in front of you. So we should not wait. We should not wait for somebody else to show the path. That is what ChatGPT has shown right now to all the guys. See, how did suddenly in 6 months you have some 15 models? For 10 years, all these models have been there. ChatGPT went out of the way and then broke the market and got the mind share. So everybody is launching now. So that's what is going to happen. So you should, if ChatGPT is looking at Google, Amazon, everybody, they wouldn't have come out at all. Now Microsoft is invested in money, right? So that is how it will have to happen. So don't wait for the leaders, organization. Don't wait for leaders also internally. It is individual thing, and the trend is mistake. You can't go wrong in this. You have to incorporate AML in your job. Period. Whether you do it, whether your employer does it, whether your client does it, is all secondary. Sure. You're raising hand?
During the COVID time, when you got an update that they have stopped issuing the hard copy of the certificates. Now that for all the R&R, people are asking, though they are getting a monetary benefits, the certificate is going to be the little value added for the initiate the process of issuing the certificates.
Okay. See, I think
More than 100 people are looking for certificates.
no. I'm thinking Tanige is more popular than me. All questions are getting asked Tanige only. Oh, fair enough. So, got the question, Tanige? Okay. We stopped because of what?
COVID was not able to do, so we are just sending filters.
No, but again, see, I understand the point. I think you can even do it because it won't cost us that big a money to do it. But these are some of the things which are very important, Karthik. See, why do we have to have that physical paper? Okay, now I'm going to get into another topic. How many of you have used DigiYatra? Have you heard of DigiYatra? Used it also? Unbelievable. See, we always think that facial recognition.
Government has such services. Even the government also has their own services. That all your important documents are.
Oh, it is there. See, DigiLocker, they are trying to do this, but this is the first time something has come out to a level which anybody can utilize it, right? And I've seen other countries recently went outside India also. Nobody is even thinking on this model. So that way India is way ahead. And I was very skeptical it won't even work. As usual, I had printout, I had laptop, this, everything, but of course it still has problems. The security guard finally opens the door saying that, okay, sir, you go in. But that happens in the initial stage. But it's brilliant in thought and execution because you don't need anything at all. And you walk in. In fact, this so happened in the last, 4 or 5 weeks, I've been traveling almost every second day. And I'm landing in Bangalore airport, right? So the thought that you could do, and I don't carry my check-in baggage, so I just have one handbag, right? It is exactly 1 minute to enter the airport and another 3 minutes for the security clearance. That's all it is. Otherwise, typically Bangalore, I need to plan at least half an hour for each order. Even entering the airport, there'll be a lot of crowd. Now, this is definitely working brilliantly. And why I'm saying this is, it is a paperless thing, right? Everything is in your phone. And people can also see it. Even now I can see that, right? So it is also the way we promote these things. Yes, psychologically, I can see a poster or a card or a thing which looks thing, but I think we also have to understand the value of the digital things. Like I think HRMS has that place to store some of your electronic records. So we should promote that people to access this. Monetary part, I'm glad it is something happening. So that is different. So I would be worried. But that is done. Having done that, we should also actively promote this. So I think these are small things, but it will make a big difference because then people will start understanding question and this and that, how does it work and everything. It will help. So, but Tanige, what is your answer? No. His question is, his team wants paper. So, are you going to give or not? We can't give it. When are you going to start? Are you going to, because he said it stopped somewhere. So, you're going to restart. I don't know what that means. What is next R&R? Give me a date. 12th of August now. Okay, 12th August. I'm saying all this because you guys should record or ask follow-up and do that. And then you can't come and tell me in October, say you didn't happen. Right? Sorry? Detach certificate. People are actually learning detach, is it now? Okay. So same goes for detach certificates also. I personally prefer an electronic version, but it can happen at its own time. Somebody can even do it as a project, I don't mind. But right now the demand is, whatever you stop because of COVID, please restart and start issuing physical copies. Okay, next. Somebody behind me? No. Right. Only long as anybody else left out. Okay, hey, almost time. More questions, comments? So now you can ask your question, Shweta. Good. See, that is a tactic, right?
Actually, about the budget, I mean, do we have any specific budget how it is happening for?
Nobody's given me lunch anything so far. But if they want to clarify, but it's again a good question. Yeah. So is there a budget for team lunches?
Yeah. And
center ways, then that's going to be a difficult
For
thing.
every team, sir. Not specific, but in general, will be there. Once in a quarter, the team can go for.
No, again, I'm happy that we are able to even discuss all these kind of things. So no, this question we need to ask your business heads. At the end of the day, your budget is what Saurav gives, not what I give. As here, there's one business head. Thiru is also here. Okay. Pritesh and Thiru, please respond to this. Thiru said, don't have lunch.
We are too small a team. So it's not small team always. No, we have never had any budget target. It was never incorporated, but something we can do.
The team.
No, yeah, I think it's, see,
See,
these,
one more thing was economic framework we started during the COVID. So none of the protocols of the COVID continued where everybody was working. But
so Sindhu also wants to join the lunch queue. If you guys are going to have lunch, she's saying, I'm also coming.
Every year,
Very smart answer, Guru. So you will have one meal in one entire year. No, I think the. Yeah. No, I think I can give a little context also, Shweta. See, first thing is when we started, right? We never had so many teams. Right? It is Chennai guys and then maybe center. So whenever we used to go, I don't think we even had a team lunch as a event there also. Even when during festivals and things like that. Maybe a little later, when the client used to come, then they used to take some people for lunch. That's how it happened. Then at some point in time, when we had celebrations around Diwali, Pongal, some centers came and said that they will use that money instead, do some cooking and things for same budget. They wanted to use it differently. Then we found it difficult to even sustain that because there's a lot of effort versus outcome. Then people started buying sweets. Then when we started issuing t-shirts, we stopped the sweets. So it's on and on, but it's always at a single unit level. But now what we've not realized, what you're also pointing out, is that there are so many teams, and within center also there are small teams, right? So if you look at as a teams, this is very interesting, even for HR also. So we need to first figure out how many teams are there, right? And then I think it is the right demand. We should ask your respective business heads. And while it may not be able to say that every quarter we'll do this much kind of a thing, but it is useful for them also to budget some amount as part of our planning. And at least once a quarter, there should be something which people should be able to do it. Otherwise, this is part of the team building thing which we don't do it normally, right? Because we're not even factored that in our thinking. So it's time, right? Now the time has come for us to do initiating things like this. Just not about lunch. When you're all going out together, going out somewhere, spending time, coming back, I think all that adds up. So we used to do that, okay, again, Chennai team. The Chennai team which I was part of, we went for treks. Now nobody's even saying anything. I used to take everybody for trek. So this is the thing. When we were a team, all this happened. So now I don't know what you guys will do. So when that happened, so obviously it's not a budget or something there, but it was a completely, why budget? Why trek? We went for Tiruvannamalai Girivalam, thanks to Ram. We took a van, all of us went to Girivalam in the night, one round. Of course, Ashwant finished off half the stalls which are there in the park. But those are things which is there. So now you can question, is it secular? Is it this? All that the political thing has come now. But as a team, whatever team thinks, the freedom should be there to do it. As long as it's not coming into the safety aspects, because there are a lot of other challenges also, because I've seen people getting into more trouble and all of that. As long as we are behaving like adults, we can take care of ourselves. I think that thing should be there, but we should definitely put it in the budget, otherwise it won't happen. Good. So Shweta is contributing a lot of things to the union of Desigru employees or something like that. Good. No, we'll do that. So, but again, I can't really mandate this. We'll pass on to all the business guys, including Saurav. Whoever takes it up first will get it. Okay. Ashwant, you raised a hand. Sindhu, you raised a hand.
Yeah, Mani sir. So although I'm very much interested in the food question, I would like to ask you another question related to detach.
Okay.
So in the last AMI session, we have decided to have another AMI just exclusively for the detach part. But that didn't happen.
So Sindhu,
Yeah, Mani sir.
which AMA session you are? Because it doesn't look, everybody is giving a very blank stare, including myself.
Okay, so that happened in April, around April.
Sorry. When did it happen, Sindhu?
It happened in April, around April. So we have decided to have another call in May, the first week of May, but that didn't happen. So I
No,
kept on following up.
Chennai AMA.
Yes, Chennai AMA.
So you want to have another call or another session on this?
Not actually. So that day we have asked some questions related to the detached courses, how the captains are going to handle, because we are getting a lot of admissions in each of these levels.
Okay.
So we thought of having a call exclusively to determine how to admit the people into the courses, what is going to be the course structure, how are the captains going to handle a lot of all these students in the.
Is it a detached discussion session or is it an AMA session?
That was an AMA session. I asked the question, and we have decided to have an exclusive age.
No, I'm still not clear. Why would we need an AMA for a detached discussion? Your point is valid. Detached needs to be discussed. But what will the AMA achieve?
I mean, we decided to have a call with the detached team, like an AMA session to the detached team.
No. Sindhu, what I'm trying to arrive at is, who are the participants?
It should be the captains, the DNext leaders, and the detached team.
DNext leaders, detached team, and the captains.
Yes.
Understood. So we can still have it. So, but now why are you saying you don't want it? You don't like it anymore?
No, Mani sir. So my actual question was, that session has never happened. So the detached versions kept on changing, but we are not having the the actual call of determining whether the course is useful. Do we have to change the syllabus?
Okay, fantastic. Very good. No, I got what you're saying. I think it's definitely overdue. Detached team must be happy because we're not having that call. But certainly that's not how it's going to be. So let's agree on a date. What date do you want to do this?
Next week. We can do it next week, Jay.
Next week is like Saturday.
I mean, we're at the end of this version of detached. So before the next version starts, we should have the call, definitely.
I think this is really, so let's do it next Saturday. Tanige, 29 July is what I'm looking at. So let's have a session with all the DNext leaders, detached participants, and anybody who wants to come also. Not that everybody wants to join our AMA sessions, but we can make an invite. But I want some homework to be done from the detached team before that, naturally, because we just don't want to get all the questions and not have any answers. And I'm sure they'll also expect what is the change or what is the new thing which is going to happen. We had one session in the TN Palayam, not TN Palayam, maybe in the call. I don't know, when the recent past, where I found out that in detached we don't stop the labeling course. So which is not a good thing at all. So it's good to have that session so that we are fine-tuned for what is being taught in the detached. And of course, what is the expectation from DNext and the captains to ensure that the detached trained people are useful for their own business. So let's do it on 29th, Sindhu.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do that.
Okay, manager.
Yeah. See, somebody actually wants to discuss detached. We should be happy. Okay. So, Saranan, are you happy?
Yes, sir. I think she has requested some time ago in the group.
And then you'll all ignore. All of us will constantly ignore that kind of questions.
I think that they all agreed that we have it, but somehow
No, let's now fix a date.
Earlier we used to, at the beginning of the course and the end of the course, we used to discuss what went right.
Sarvan, you're already talking as if we are in some Independence Day, pre-Independence Day kind of a thing. We used to talk, we used to discuss. What is happening now? They're all part of your team. Detach is live right now. They're all one phone call away or one thing away. So this certainly shows things are not that good. So let's sort it out. So the 29th we'll have it. You'll get an invite.
So somehow it was taken off. And we also thought, okay, that's it all.
Hold on. How will somehow it will get taken up? You guys decided you will not have that meeting because Sindhu's asking, others are not going to even ask. So I'm happy that I think we should have more of this AMS session. I'm thinking now, even virtually also. Okay, so we'll do that. Next, Ashwin, you said something. No. Okay, I think one last question and then we'll wind. If you remember your question now.
I asked you, sir.
Which one?
The lunch.
Oh, lunch is the question. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, anybody else on the virtual call? Even though you're not part of Chennai team, you can ask. Who's Namrata? All new people are coming to Chennai office. Oh, they are part of the diesel. They're saying, please get out. We have a next program to get. Okay, got it. Thanks, Namrata. Thanks for reminding us. Okay, any question? Last question.
Thank you, sir.
For the day. Sorry? So she's really saying thank you, get lost. Okay. Going. We're just hoping that somebody will ask one question, Namrata. Just give me 1 more minute. Any questions, thoughts? Yeah. Sure, thanks. Then my request is don't wait for next session. I'm coming next week, planning to come next week. We can have another session, but don't wait for issues like this, especially things which have already committed as an organization and not delivering. It is our duty to remind, push, pull people. I don't think it's personal. We need to do that. And the next big takeaway for me is that AA first thing which Jay asked. We all of us have to do something quickly on this. And of course, there are concrete things like your detached meetings and all things which will do it. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay,